Hello and welcome to the TSI AFL studios. Nat Edwards and Robert Walls with you. Well, it was a terrific game of football, two genuine premiership contenders going head to head, Hawthorn and Sydney. A great battle. What did you make of it, Robert?
Well, Nat, I reckon it was a real taste of what's to come when we get into the finals, because that was a finals type game between Sydney and Hawthorn. I just enjoyed every minute of it. It was so hard to get a kick, and the pressure applied by both teams was absolutely first rate. And it made me realise that the clearance players are so important to teams who want to be successful. You have to have players who can put their head over the ball, win the ball in heavy traffic and use it well by foot or by hand to get it out into space. And Sydney and Hawthorn, it's no surprise that they are amongst the top three teams in the competition for clearances. The number one team for clearances is the Adelaide Crows. So let's have a close look at these three teams and the players who create the drive from these stoppages. Scotty Thompson and Patrick Dangerfield, they are well ahead of the next two best players with the Adelaide Crows. Let's look at some facts and figures. Scotty Thompson, 154 clearances this year, Dangerfield 143. It then drops down to Rory Sloane on 65 and Bernie Vince on 58. Of course, they've got Sam Jacobs in the ruck, giving them every opportunity to get away those clearances. We then have a look at the Hawks, who are second as far as clearances go, and their number one clearance player, no surprise, it's Sammy Mitchell, in and under, really desperate to win that football. 121 clearances to Mitchell, 111 to Brad Sewell, and then it drops down, Jordan Lewis 77, and believe it or not, Jared Roughhead, the ruckman, he's fourth with the clearances. We then move along to Sydney. They've got the most dominant clearance player in the competition in Josh Kennedy. He's had 157 clearances so far this year. He's getting a lot of support from Kieran Jack, who's had 103. It then drops down to Ryan O'Keefe, who's had 87 clearances, and there were two players, two veterans, McVeigh and Bolton, who've had 66 clearances each.
Okay, so we've had a look at the three best clearance teams in the competition. Is there one that you think is better than all the rest?
The one I'd go for is the Hawks. I just think that they've got the experience there of Mitchell and Sewell and Lewis, and they've got the wild card in Jared Roughhead, because they throw him into the ruck, but once the ball comes off the ruckman's hands, he follows up like a midfielder. And it's really important to have a player who can play that role for you. I think the Achilles heel for Adelaide, their great strength, is that Dangerfield and Scotty Thompson are so good. But if I was coaching against the Adelaide Crows in the finals, I'd be having lockdown players on those two.
Thank you very much for joining us on TSI AFL. Don't forget, you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.